Most dangerous countries in the world in 2023. Every year, the Institute for Economics and Peace releases its Global Peace Index report. This report is the only one of its kind that measures how dangerous or safe a nation is based on 23 different indicators, including political terror, deaths from internal conflict, and murder rate. Higher scores are less safe. 1. Afghanistan, 3.554 with a 2022 score of 3.554. Actually slightly safer than 2021's 3.631, Afghanistan remains the most dangerous country in the world for the fifth year in a row. A war-torn country that has been mired in war, revolution, and civil strife for decades, Afghanistan has a higher number of deaths from war and terrorism than any other country in the world. 2. Yemen, 3.394 according to the United Nations, Yemen is currently immersed in the world's worst humanitarian crisis. More than 5 years of ongoing military conflict have 4.3 million people to leave their homes and put 14 million people at risk of starvation and deadly disease. About 80% of the Yemen population, 24 million people, is in desperate need of humanitarian assistance. 3. Syria, 3.356 The Syrian civil war has plagued the country since March 2011 and has been the second deadliest war of the 21st century. As of March 2019, 5.7 million people had fled Syria, and more than 6 million had been displaced internally. Syria's 2022 GPI of 3.356 can be attributed to ongoing conflict, civil unrest, and widespread violent crime, including robberies, assaults, carjacking, and kidnappings. 4. Russia, 3.275 While most of the fighting in the Russo-Ukrainian war is taking place in Ukraine, Russia actually ranked as the more dangerous of the two countries. This is partially due to the fact that Russian army casualties in Ukraine count toward Russia's level of danger and partially due to pre-existing economic stresses and an authoritative government that is often notably hostile to its own populace. Additionally, trade embargoes and other international restrictions on Russia have strained Russia's economy and food trade and placed increased hardship on the Russian people. 5. South Sudan, 3.180 For the least peaceful country in sub-Saharan Africa, South Sudan is hampered by high levels of internal conflict. Although still violently dangerous, the country has experienced an overall improvement in safety from the 2021 GPI to the 2022 GPI, with a notable decrease in both the number of deaths from internal conflict, a 15% reduction, and overall homicide rate, which is the country's lowest since 2011. 6. Democratic Republic of the Congo, 3.166 ranking in the top 3, along with Russia and Iraq, in the category of deaths from external conflict. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is also the second most dangerous country in sub-Saharan Africa. Political unrest are an everyday occurrence, with rebels and armed forces wandering certain areas at will. Crimes including murder, rape, kidnapping, carjackings, burglaries, muggings, and highway robberies are fairly common. Even natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, and even volcanic eruptions are a concern. 7. Iraq, 3.157 Iraq continues to have both internal and external conflicts, including likely terrorist attacks. ISIS continues to capture and kill both civilians and members of the Iraqi armed forces. Other human rights violations, including violations of freedom of assembly and women's rights, have also persisted. U.S. citizens visiting Iraq are at particularly high risk for violence and kidnapping, being sought-after targets among anti-U.S. sectarian militias throughout Iraq. 8. Somalia, 3.125. 9. Central African Republic, 3.021. 10. Sudan, 3.007. 11. Ukraine, 2.971. 12. North Korea, 2.942. 13. Libya, 2.930. 14. Mali, 2.911. 15. Ethiopia, 2.806. 16. Venezuela, 2.798. 17. Pakistan, 2.789. 18. Burkina Faso, 2.786. 19. Turkey, 2.785. 20. Colombia, 2.729. Compared to the 2021 Global Peace Index, the 2022 GPI saw global peace deteriorate by 0.3% overall, the 11th decline in the past 14 years. While 90 countries became safer and more peaceful, 71 became less so, and 2 stayed the same. which led to an overall declines in peace and safety, the report points out, happened faster and move further than improvements. Unsurprisingly, two of the largest increases in danger from the 2021 report to the 2022 report occurred in Russia and Ukraine, which were at war with one another following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022. The other three countries with the greatest increase in danger were Burkina Faso, Haiti, and Guinea, all of which were involved in armed conflicts to one degree or another.